What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Clickbait. Like always, Bachelor Nation breakdown. Ben Higgins marries longtime girlfriend Jessica Clark. Girlfriend, fiance, now wife. Very happy for him. They're on the cover of People magazine.
That is the order of how it goes.
Yes, girlfriend, fiance, wife. Yeah.
They made it.
We are, this is a very innovative podcast. Okay, and then clickbait of the week, we have the dating trends that will define 2022. Tia's gonna take charge of this one because Natasha's sick. No big deal. She'll be back next week. And then for our guest, we have Chris S. If you're watching The Bachelorette, he got eliminated this week. I don't know if I would consider him the villain or what really he is, but we're going to get into the psyche of why he did what he did on the show. Excited to have Chris S. on, so let's kick this thing off.
I'm interested to hear what he's going to say.
Yeah, me too. How are you today, Tia?
Oh, shit, I'm writing on my freaking table. I'm good. I've been stressed as hell, but other than that, good.
I've gotten some feedback from listeners that before we get into the breakdown, they like us to say, like, hey, how you guys doing? A little bit of banter, you know?
Oh, okay. Wait, what was the feedback? Feedback from people listening?
Serena listens, and she said, like, I like when you guys talk at the beginning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do too. Like a normal thing without a script. How are you doing, Joe? You're in Toronto with Serena.
I am, yeah. We're just chilling, hanging out. Made some homemade pizzas last night.
Oh, I saw that. It looked so good.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
It was really, really good. Homemade pizzas, it's not an easy thing to do, but once you really perfect the dough and you get the right oven. Do you
throw the dough up in the air? Do the whole thing?
No. No throwing the dough up, but.
That's a shame.
Well, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this before our listeners just all get off the podcast. Ben Higgins marries his longtime girlfriend, Jessica Clark. So, Ben was the Bachelor, loved by almost everyone, was engaged, then he wasn't engaged, and then he met Jessica Clark via Instagram.
He DM'd her.
Yeah, he DM'd her.
Interesting story, yeah.
Yeah, so do you know that story?
Yeah, like he saw her at a Preds game, right? At a hockey game?
Is that what it was? And then he DM'd her?
In Nashville, it was something like that. He saw her like on the big screen or something, like on the, the screen where they show people.
Yeah.
And he found her and DM'd her. And she was like, oh, who is this? She didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, and she asked, I think she asked her mom. And her mom
who
knew.
He was. And she was like, hey, dummy.
You should probably date this guy. It's funny. I feel like every love story can, it starts off, it could go a little creepy. Like if it wasn't Ben Higgins and he was a regular
right.
guy and he was like, I saw you on the big screen at the game, sup with it,
Definitely could be weird. It helped that he had a blue check mark, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And followers. Not to say that she's like shallow or anything, but it does help to be like, oh, you're a legitimate person. You're who you say you are.
He's, he's like pre-vetted. People know, like, you feel somewhat safe. He's not like a guy in his closet on his computer. I don't know what I'm talking about today. Okay, so anyways,
I will say that only guys that DM me are definitely freaking weirdos that are their
in
own
the closet,
like, uncle
in
and
the
shit.
closet on the computer.
For sure. And so we don't answer. So props to her for answering. You didn't go to the wedding, did you? I didn't.
No, I know it was in Nashville. I wasn't. Ben.
I got to see Thomas and Becca Friday.
Were they at the wedding?
They're great. Yeah, they came for the wedding. So I got to hang out with them the night before. I found out like 2 days before the wedding that I was supposed to be invited to the wedding. But Jess reached out in October of 2020 to ask me my address to send me an invitation. And I didn't answer.
Wow. Flaky
I'm
of you.
I'm very bad at texting back.
That's flaky of you.
And then they hit capacity and then I couldn't go. But anyhow, it looked amazing.
Are you friends with Ben and Jessica?
I'm friends. Me and Jess have a lot of mutual friends.
Okay. And
because she's from Nashville.
Yeah. And to my understanding, she's very religious and I believe is a virgin.
Great girl. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she waited until marriage. Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Great gal. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I sure didn't do it. I think it's amazing when people do. I was in a lot of weddings in college, and a lot of my college roommates waited until marriage, and I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
How?
Because I look at it like a car, right? So,
got a test drive.
Well, you do want like I'm not going to go when I'm 16. I'm not going to go to the car dealership and just pick a random car and be like, this is the one I want the rest of my life if I never
Correct.
drove it.
Right.
Yeah. So
I know. Like, props to people that can do that. I just wasn't one of them.
Yeah. Well.
And I'm like, thank God I didn't wait. I'm 30 at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't wait either. So good for them. But now it looks like they're married, happy. They're going to be having all the sex and
hell yeah.
Love them. Okay.
Consummate that marriage. All right. Moving on.
Congrats. Peter Weber wrote a children's book called The Adventures of Pilot Pete. I love this. I love this for Pete. He invited me.
This up.
He invited me to the book signing or launch book party.
Oh, that's why everyone was all.
Yeah, I couldn't make it. I was in New York the week before, and just I had to be in Toronto this week, so I couldn't go. But
wait, where was it? In New York?
Yeah, I was in New York.
Have you read the book?
I don't read children's books. I'm probably not going to. I'm sure it's an easy read because it's a child's book. So
he says he's been working on it for years, Joe. Maybe it's not an easy read, okay?
Yeah, within Bachelor Nation, there's a lot of books. Like, a lot of people come out with books.
Yes.
And props to them. I think it's great. I don't know, like, if you have a ghostwriter or if you're writing your book.
Yeah. With the children's book, okay, he probably, like, had a general idea of what he wanted to say. But all these, like, memoirs and all these large books that people are writing about themselves, do they just go to someone and say, hey, these are some high points that happened? Can you, like, how does it work? How do they have enough content to put in a 200-page book?
If I were to write a book, what I think I would do is I would probably, I think I would have too much content because I would want to start from like age, I would want to start from like age 12.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be like
and just talk about
12.
your whole life.
Yeah, like age 12 is when I got like my first job, like working in a deli, and then like what happened to my life. Like,
would it be Bachelor, like themed around being on The Bachelor, or just your life?
No, my life. I mean, I didn't go on The Bachelor till I was 31. That would definitely be part of it. And then I think I would, conclude at the end would be like, and then I won a People's Choice Award for the Reality Star of the Year, and my life was complete. Ended up, E reached out to me. I got a show on E that ran for 10 years called Joe.
Honestly, it sounds like a fucking brilliant plan.
I think so.
If you win the People's Choice Award, you have to get it going.
If I win the People's Choice Award, I think I'm going to have no choice but to write a book.
1,000%.
How did this happen? Reality Star of the Year? And the thing is, I don't want to stop there. I don't want it to be Reality Star of the Year. Then what I want is like, then I want to be TV Star of the Year. So I want to transition from reality to
and I'm just over here like, what is my purpose today?
I mean,
should I decorate a Christmas tree? I don't know.
If you were to write a book, what would you do?
See, like, that's the thing, is like my life wasn't really interesting until I was on the show. I just kind of followed the rules and did everything right and thought I was going to be a physical therapist, hurting my back, paying taxes until I died. So it's like the interesting part of my life kind of happened within the last few years. I'm like, surely there's going to be more after this. I don't know. Yeah. That's the thing. That's why I'm like, I just, people don't want to hear about my childhood. I'm problematic.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you never write a book, because I don't want this to be released because nobody will read it then. you're just killing your own book. No, yeah, I know. I get it. I don't know. But yeah, Pete's is a child's book. The Adventures of Pilot Pete. I didn't read it.
I hope it does well. It's not even out yet, right?
I don't know if it's out, but yeah, I hope it does well. I think he had a lot of, I think Bachelor alum support each other, which is good. They all show up and go to these parties and promote each other's stuff, which is nice to see.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is. Like if I I have a sauce called Sundays with Joe. It's like the best pasta sauce out. But if I,
it's always sold out.
Once I it's always sold out. Once I figure out standardized shipping rate, which I plan on doing, I will probably I'll throw like a launch party, like a cooking launch party.
Oh, that'd be great.
Where I cook people pasta.
Hell yeah. I love a reason for any kind of party. Yeah. I'm doing a few, I can't really share too much, but I'm doing a few custom lines with brands next year. And I'm like, I want a freaking party. I want a whole party. I don't even care if anyone comes. I want my own party.
I rather, instead of writing a book, I think we should just throw parties. That's what we do anyways. That's how we made it on reality TV, is because we're not normal people. We party.
Right. Hell yeah.
So that wraps that up. And then we have one more. Michelle's parents are legit #couple goals. So
they really are cute.
Very cute. They just seem like loving, I'm there for you type of parents, which, you got to love that.
I love how Michelle always references them too. Like she saw their relationship for what it was and still sees it as a great relationship because they've showed her.
Yeah.
And they've shown her what a good relationship is supposed to be.
Michelle, what do you think? How do you feel about Michelle?
I still think she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just the way she handles everything.
I almost think she's too good. Like, Michelle doesn't really, so we have Chris S. coming on. And I would say for, other leads, I would think a lot of that drama would throw them. Mm-hmm. And it hasn't thrown her at all.
Why do you think that? You think something's up?
No, I think she's just too...
Like she's not a human?
No, I think she's just very... she's very sweet and very understanding and logical.
I wouldn't mind seeing her get pissed off.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would say, a lot of leads would be like, why are you crashing my one-on-one date? Where Michelle's kind of sit down, let me just tell you what you're doing wrong, and then I'm going to have to walk you out.
I know we always go back to the teacher thing, but do you think it has to do with that? She can't just scold a 10-year-old.
I think it definitely has to. Teachers are caring people. I mean, because they're trying to teach younger. Well, I don't know, whatever.
Well, they have to hold their composure and not beat a kid's ass. So.
Yeah. So Michelle's she's a good teacher, not a bad teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
But I can still see her. I still want to see her get mad. But she does handle things very well.
So do I. Well, they did so on this episode, they showed the super teaser, which looked really good. And we got a lot of guys, I think all of them crying.
Yeah. So, and she was kind of having a breakdown too.
How do you feel about Clayton? And Clayton really reminds me of Colton. I don't know if it's because their names, but
the body type too.
Yeah,
just kind of beefy
player.
Dudes. Okay, the group date was what? I kind of missed that. I was doing stuff when I had it on.
Okay, so the group date.
Did it show him a lot or no?
Yeah, he won the award for best group dater. They were on the Minnesota Vikings. They were dressed as Vikings and they had to just scream and yell. I watched that thinking thank God I didn't last on my season of the show. I couldn't do that.
Group dates are brutal. Group dates really pull you out of your comfort zone and put you in a place where you don't really want to fucking be.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate being out of my comfort zone, and I hate forced energy. I'm not the kind of person that could walk out and be like, woo, woo, woo. What's up, everyone? It's 1999. I can't do that.
This group of dudes seems like they seem like they would like that. Did they show her more attention this time?
They definitely showed her more attention. I don't think that's going to be an issue the rest of the show. I think, I don't know how I feel about her and Joe. How do you, did you watch that date?
What did they do? Remind me.
They went to a Minnesota Twins game.
Oh. Yeah. I know they talked about him being very reserved, but I feel I need more from him.
Well, then you clearly didn't watch it because he started breaking down, crying a little bit, and he opened up.
About the sports thing, though?
Yeah.
I want him to tell me some deep, dark shit.
Well, what if he doesn't have any?
Oh, that's true.
I don't know. I don't know if I something's missing there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but something's definitely missing. And then the other one-on-one date was her and Nate.
Yes, and they met her friends, or he met her friends. And one of them was named Tia, by the way.
Yeah. There you go.
You don't hear that very often.
Shout out to all the Tias in the world. I think Michelle is really into Nate.
Oh yeah, she's smitten, and that's kind of where like the issue with Chris being kind of put off by Nate like doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm sure when Chris watched it back, he was like, "Oh, okay, Michelle obviously is super into him," and Nate was only going off of what Michelle was telling him and the vibes that he was getting from Michelle, which is why he was confident. I don't know. That whole situation was odd. But yeah, she's very into Nate.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong here. Let's try to, I want to get on the same page before we have Chris on.
Okay.
Chris at the cocktail party the week before called out all the guys for not showing Michelle attention.
Correct.
Yet Chris was also on that group date and could have just worried about himself and showed Michelle attention. And then he wouldn't have had to do any of the nonsense that he did. The problem is people go on this damn show, and I think when they don't feel a connection with the lead, they then tend to get involved and worry about what everybody else is doing instead of what they're doing.
Did we touch on that last week, or did I dream that? Because
no, I think we did.
Yeah, I think in his case, I don't know where the hell he was coming from with all that, but I feel like in his case, he may have felt a little insecure in his relationship with Michelle, and he wanted to be a stand-up guy and be like, yeah, you guys did all this, but he was there too.
Yeah. And then Michelle's speech, when she's very, like, everything that she says, I'm like, damn, you can't argue with that. Like, she's really good.
Yeah, when she said she can speak for herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect her to say that.
I think, like, so confidence, it takes time. It takes years and years to actually be a confident person. It's not like when people, like, when I was a kid, people would be like, just be confident. It's like, you can't just be confident.
You can't just do it.
It takes, like, life experiences, and it's just, it grows, and you become more confident with who you are as a person. And Michelle is, like, the definition of a confident woman. Like, there's nothing, like, she doesn't get fazed by anything. She is who she is, and she's not afraid to speak her mind. It's refreshing. I feel like
it could have been very easy for her to listen to what Chris was saying, and for her to listen to what the other guys were saying and be like, that really made me think about that. No, she just straight up said, okay, I think you need to see yourself out. I'll make my own decisions. If I'm going to be burned, I'll make that decision myself. And I completely commend her for that, because in my mind, I would have been like, gosh, what if this dude is right and I look like a fool? And then I would have spiraled into no man's
but that
land.
That also does make for entertaining TV. Like Hannah Brown, right? Hannah Brown probably would have been like, she probably would have lost her shit
Right.
And people would have loved it because people would have been like, oh, this is so entertaining. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's kind of a catch-22, but
I wish Michelle, like walking Chris out, would have looked at Nate and been like, all right, we're going to get out of here. See ya. I'm going to be with him just to fuck with Nate for a second.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Of course she didn't. She was smooth. Smooth as hell.
But yeah, Michelle is, she's crushing it. I think she's really into Nate right now. I think she's into Nate. I think she's into Brandon. I think she's into Rick. And I think she's into Joe. I think Joe's into her, but there's something, I'm
kind of confused by Martin, too.
Oh,
they've had some rocky conversations.
Martin I can't believe
he's still there. And his ass is still there. I cannot believe it.
I can't. Honestly, I think Martin's there for entertainment purposes at this point because he just, every time he talks, what did he say this week about?
He said women are high maintenance.
Yeah. Yeah. And Michelle's like, well, what, men can't be high maintenance? And he said, no.
Yeah, she straight up asked him like 3 times, well, what makes a woman high maintenance that doesn't make a man? Oh.
Yeah, and he keeps going back to this. He's like, yeah, I'm just not good at expressing my feelings.
Yeah. I'm like, sir, it's not your feelings. It's not your personal feelings. It's how you feel about things. And it's not going well for you, honey. I don't know how he's still there. I thought he was gone.
I thought he was gone too, but when he's on, I'm definitely excited to watch because I'm like, what's he gonna say?
I saw a tweet that was like, this dude Martin has the audacity to talk about high maintenance when his roots are showing through on his hair, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, this guy. But we'll see. I don't know. I think he's definitely gonna be somebody that's in Paradise. I think Paradise will be great next year.
Oh yeah.
What else was I gonna say? Oh, out of all the because every week there's memes and tweets. I think, did you see the one with Rick screaming like his veins were going to pop out of his head? Yeah. That's like my fear. So like when I go on the show, I'm like, I just don't want to see a meme where I look like I'm totally out of my mind. And
I know, but did you see the one comparing him to that, like the kid that's in like a high school class with his veins sticking out?
No, I didn't see that.
There's like those memes that are like, you want to feel old? This is so-and-so now. It was funny, but it was Rick looking like a crazy person. But we love Rick.
Yeah, we love Rick. Okay, before we move on to clickbait of the week, out of the guys on this season, who do you think's original cast for Bachelor in Paradise? Pick whatever, 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, Chris.
Chris
yeah. S.
Okay, I don't, but go ahead.
You don't think he's original for... Oh.
No.
I think he'd just walk in day one, just starting shit.
No.
Martin. Oh, I need
Maybe.
to see the face sheet. Rodney,
yeah, depending who we don't know who she picks, but...
Oh, yeah, true. Are you talking about guys that have already left?
No. I don't know where I was going with this question, to be honest.
Ryan.
Ryan,
the one with all the notes?
Yeah, I think he'll be there. I do too. I want him to be there because I want to see more of him.
1,000%. I want to see
more of. I want to see him without his notebook, or I want to see him with it. I just want to see him. I want to see him interact with a woman because I just want to see how he works. But yeah, I don't know.
Who else do you
think? I don't know. I would list my people out, but I think it might just be boring for people to hear it. But I think like if she doesn't choose Brandon, I think he'll be there. I think Rick will be there. Notebook boy, I think he's going to be there. But yeah, okay. Bachelor Nation breakdown. I think we're good. You want to give us the clickbait of the week?
Yep. All right. Clickbait of the week. It's an interesting one and not what you'd expect. So it is the dating trends that will define 2022. And these are all terms that make sense. They're just terms I've never heard of. So this is by Plenty of Fish, right? Yeah. Is that a Christian dating app?
Because of the fish?
I think
Jesus? Jesus is a fish.
Yeah, I think it's faith-based, right?
People are going to come for me for that. I don't know if Jesus is a fish. I just know like the bumper Jesus sticker, I believe,
I think
looks like a fish.
I think Plenty of Fish is like a Christian dating service. But okay, so they have a lot of different terms in this article. Let's just do the first one.
Yeah, just read some. Now, we usually have Natasha here, so this is going to be just interesting how Tia and I are going to break this down, because Natasha is very zen and intellectual, and I would say we're like opposite. So
very, yeah. Speaking for myself, yes. We're not going to get too deep with this. Okay, first term, vacationing. BAE, vacationing. Yeah. And this is inviting a blind date or someone you just started dating on vacation because YOLO.
YOLO, live life once. Okay.
That's, I mean, like, it's a little risky.
Well, there's a big, you cannot put those two in the same category. You get a blind date or somebody you just started dating is totally different. To go on a blind date vacation, like 2-3 day vacation with somebody, to me is insanity.
Well, yeah, blind dates in general.
Yeah.
Or like don't even really happen anymore because you can easily look someone up. But a vacation, that's going to be on the news or a Lifetime movie. I don't really think that's smart. I have been on a trip with someone that I hadn't been dating for very long.
How well? Give us the time. What, like a week?
We weren't even like officially dating. We weren't boyfriend, girlfriend. I'd been like a month. We had known each other, but we were talking, whatever the hell you want to call it. And we went on a trip, which was fine because we were still in like the, like we really like each other phase.
Well, you guys were obviously, were you hooking up?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a hookup trip.
Yeah, that's what, when I think about like if you go somewhere for the weekend with somebody you just started talking to, you're going to like enjoy some sun and hook up and drink.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what it was. But blind date, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend that.
So how was that for you though?
The trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay, so somebody you just so I got another question. Somebody you just started dating, right? Or you just started talking to, and you guys go on this weekend trip. What happens when you got to go to the bathroom? Are you, because it's always, I feel like, you're uncomfortable with that at first.
Yes. So we stayed like at a resort, but if you're in a hotel room with just one bathroom, you send them out or like send them to go to the lobby to get something and you go really fast in the room, or you go down to the lobby.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Serena
I
and
don't care to talk about it though, is the thing. Like,
I don't either. I just asked, like, I would like you to exit the room. I need to use the washroom right now.
Correct.
We just stayed at a hotel where the bathroom was like part of, because it was in New York, it was like part of the room.
So there's no door?
There was a door, but it was like see-through. It was very...
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always weird at first because it's going to be obvious and you don't want anyone to smell anything.
Yeah.
So it's just easier to be up front. Becca says she's filing paperwork. She tells Thomas she needs to go file some paperwork and then goes and uses the bathroom.
Really? That's what Becca does? Okay. I really hope somebody picks this up, like us or people. So now we know what Becca's doing when she's filing paperwork.
Yeah. Going number 2.
All right.
Okay. Another term for dating in 2022. Deja vuing, which is doing the same things with a new partner that you did with your ex. And they reference Olivia Rodrigo here. From strawberry ice cream and car rides to Malibu, 1/3 of singles have done this to someone they were dating.
Yeah, I mean, how much shit is there to do in life anyways?
Well, yeah, like in Nashville, there's a lot of restaurants, but I've been on a date with someone at a restaurant and then gone out with another dude at the same place.
Yeah, I feel passionate about some of the restaurants I go to, so if I have gone there with an ex, I'm not going to disregard that restaurant.
Right. You're not going to solely associate it with that one person if it's a good place.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't... well, I would never. This is just an old thing to say, but I would I would never make a mixtape for anyone. I wouldn't I wouldn't do something like that. I wouldn't make the same mixtape for the person.
I did date a guy. I figured out later that he got all of his girlfriends like a Pandora bracelet.
Yeah.
for Christmas or whatever. I mean, I thought it was so sweet when he gave me one, and then I realized he did that with all of his girlfriends because he kind of ran out of ideas. So that kind of took the special aspect out of that. But
yeah, that's what would you do if so let's say the guy you're dating now, he was engaged before, but the girl they broke up or whatever, and he got back the ring, and it was like this beautiful antique, like he got it from his grandmother. It's a ruby that was, she brought it back from Israel in 1902. What would you how would you feel about that?
if it's something special like that, if it's a family heirloom, that's different than him going to Zales and getting something there. I mean, that's hard. Because I want the family heirloom.
Yeah, so I would say you get a break if it's a family heirloom, but
correct.
If you got it from Neil Lane,
no, you got to switch it out.
Take it back, Neil.
The other day, I'll say, I put up a question box on Instagram and told people to tell me cool, interesting stuff. And this girl said she found her engagement ring that her boyfriend had for her, and she was wearing it around the house. And, put it back up before he got home. And I shared that, and someone else DM'd me and said that they knew that their boyfriend was about to propose because they were so he had been engaged before and he still had the ring. He got the ring back.
Yeah.
And he had kept it in his nightstand. And this girl said, I knew when he took that ring out to go trade it in for a new ring is when we were getting engaged. And she caught on and figured it out. But he did. He traded out the old ring.
But isn't that, why would you want to ruin the surprise?
Oh, so many women told me that they found their ring, wore it to work, took pictures of it, sent it to their sister, their mom. Yeah, and they said that it did kind of ruin it, but they would never tell their now husband that they did that because they didn't want to let him down. But these dudes were hiding rings in plain sight.
Yeah.
I would be tempted too. I don't know. If I found it, I would at least want to see how it looked.
See, if I'm already engaged, but if I wasn't, the day I got the ring would be the same day I got engaged.
I don't know how men wait.
I would never wait. I couldn't.
Taylor would never be able to. He would never. He would have to do it in the next 5 minutes.
I gave Serena her birthday gift 15 days before her birthday just because it was sitting there. As soon as she landed in Chicago, I'm like, happy birthday.
Here you go.
Open it up.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I get too excited about presents and want to give them right away.
Yeah.
How did we get here? Okay.
Let's do one more quick one, and then we got Chris S coming to the podcast.
Okay, this one's interesting because I thought about a certain celebrity couple. Transformating, which is morphing into your counterpart by dressing and acting like them. Celebrity bombshells aren't the only foxes guilty of this trend, blah, blah, blah. So who I thought of is Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker.
They dress alike?
I feel like she started dressing more grungy, she cut her hair off, and now she's wearing all black all the time and grungy outfits.
Yeah.
To match him.
For sure. Yeah. I don't know. I have, me personally, I have my my own personal style. I would consider it somewhere from, I would say, more I would say my style is more like John Hamm, But I
love him.
I'm not going to change that. I have one thing that we have to talk about real quick before we move on. Did you watch are you up to date with the Taylor Swift, Jake Gyllenhaal drama? So wait, Jake Gyllenhaal still has Taylor Swift's scarf? Is that what's happening?
Have you seen the picture? There were photos of him wearing it on November 12th, 2010. And that bitch, Taylor Swift, came out with her new album on November 12th, 2012. Anyhow, same exact date, November 12th.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to give the scarf back?
No.
I think it's his now.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I did see that. That was very juicy and interesting.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched the whole video. I was like, oh, wow. This is. I wonder if he's going to come out and tell his story.
That girl doesn't do anything by accident. I'll tell you that. Everything is intentional and on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. We'll see if she ever gets the scarf back. All right. You know what? It's that time, everyone. We have our guest. He was eliminated on The Bachelorette this week, but We are dying to talk to him, see what was going on in his head. Please welcome Chris S. to the podcast. Chris, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Thanks, you. I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
You're good? Okay, so let's get a little background. Where are you from?
I'm from New Orleans.
Okay, and then you live in LA, right?
I do live in LA.
Okay, so how old were you when you left New Orleans? I say New Orleans.
I've been in LA for 4 years.
Cool.
I want to go to New Orleans and just eat.
It's the best.
I know the food's good.
The food is really good, but every time I eat in New Orleans, I'm just like, I need to go on like a juice cleanse.
You put on You put on like 10 pounds, and then you go home and you feel terrible. But it's a good time while you're there.
What is your grilled oysters? Who's got the best?
Oh, grilled?
Dragos.
Dragos? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know which spot I've been to, but I might have been there.
I just want gumbo, seafood gumbo.
Yeah, their gumbo's great.
What do you do, Chris?
So I work in sales for a shipping company. So, I'm technically a broker for investments.
Okay.
So on the phone with investors. Yep.
Nice. Okay. So then how'd you get on The Bachelorette? What made you want to go on?
A friend of mine and I kind of just came across the application. And he's like, hey man, you should just sign up and do it. And I did. I'm a single guy. I was willing to sign up and meet her, and I signed up, and one thing led to another, and they called.
So you signed up for Michelle's season, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes people will sign up like years ago and then they get a call later, but
yeah.
Very cool.
So you knew it was Michelle, and did you watch the show prior to going on it, or like have seen episodes?
I mean, I've seen a little bit of it. I didn't watch the entire season. I saw bits and pieces.
Yeah. Okay. Like I would say majority of guys that go on the show, it's kind of the same answer. Cool. Okay. And then your limo entrance seemed to be a hit. You were the guy you got out in like boxer shorts, right? Boxer briefs, something like that.
School bus entrance.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I gotta look it up.
Came out in a school bus, right? Came out in shorts, just went full-fledged schoolboy, and yeah. I think she could
creative.
Relate. Yeah.
How were you on that first night, the first, week? How are your nerves? Were you nervous? Were you just uncomfortable? How was that?
Oh man, it was nothing can prepare you for that. I think walking up to meet her, I don't think you could prepare as much as you wanted, and like you could be ready for what was about to happen. Also, meeting a bunch of guys and going after the same girl it's a strange situation to like go in and meet all these guys that you don't know from different walks of life. It was awkward and nerve-wracking and exciting at the same time.
I feel like it's always different for the guys than it is the girls. Like the guys are kind of like masculine and have like all this testosterone, and the girls are like, oh, we can be friends. And the guys is like instant competition mode.
Absolutely. Tia, where are you from? You have an accent like my mother.
I'm from Weiner, Arkansas.
Oh, okay. So nearby.
Yeah. It's
right
close.
Above me. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, it was pretty awkward and nerve-wracking, to say the least.
Got it. Okay. We'll talk about. So you have a little beef with most of the guys, but up until that point, no. I mean, it is what it is. No, it is what it is. And listen, I mean, we want to hear your side of things. That's why you're here. So we're not looking to, mess with you or anything.
Stir the pot. Got it.
But before that, right? Were there any guys in the house that you were boys with, or how were your relationships with the guys before everything?
Yeah, I mean, I thought all the guys were great. I didn't really get to know all of them. I was really good friends with Joe and Martin. I still talk to both of them.
Nice.
So I'd say those two guys were probably my best friends from the show.
Okay.
Yeah, it helps to have a few that you're close with, if nothing else. I mean, you only see the leads so much, so it is nice to have some friends in the house.
Right. Of course.
Were you now the beginning couple weeks? Were you feeling any chemistry between you and Michelle?
Out of the 30 guys, I was the last one to talk to her. So I spent a lot of my time there just kind of hanging out, hanging around. I didn't really speak to her for like a solid, week and a half.
Yeah.
So I did feel like I didn't really get to know her, too well starting out.
Okay. All right. So then let's go to let's fast forward a little bit to the group date where Michelle feels like she was kind of ignored by all the guys. She was very upset that day. Were you were on that date, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Okay. Did you talk to her at all while you were on that date?
Yeah, I did.
And how was that? Like, did you notice she was feeling off, or what was that conversation?
Yeah, I noticed she was feeling off. We didn't talk about it, but I feel like I noticed. We didn't talk specifically about it, but I could definitely, see something was off.
Okay. So then at the cocktail party, you basically addressed the situation. I guess my question to you, and there's no right or wrong answer, but it's just why did you do that? Why, I think sometimes people go on the show and then they don't really know if they have a connection with the lead. So then they start worrying about other people and maybe not themselves as much. Or what was your logic?
Sure. So, well, first and foremost, regardless of how it came off, may have come off a little stronger than intended. Yeah. At the end of the day, my intentions were genuine. I've got nothing against those guys. So, like I said, might have come off a little stronger than intended, but at the end of the day, I had good intentions.
Were you just trying to stand up for Michelle?
Yeah, I mean, I had a different perspective from all of it because, I was on the group date and I kind of saw things, but
okay.
But yeah, like I said, it might have come off a little strong to some of the guys, like in terms of the way they reacted and this and that. But I had good intentions.
So I've never been. I was only on the show. I was only on the show for a day. I got eliminated night one.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Look at him now.
Yeah, look at me now.
What a great guy.
Yeah, but something. Okay, so I think selfishly, and this is just would be. My logic, if I was on that date, I would have probably been selfishly happy that all the guys were ignoring her because that would have been my chance to make my move.
Yeah,
of course.
So were you thinking that at all? Like, why didn't you come? I guess what I'm saying is like, why didn't you come off like stronger? Or maybe you did and it wasn't seen.
Oh, on the group date itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I did,
Okay.
Obviously there wasn't, you can't
force chemistry.
You can. Well, sure, but you can't air everything in 2 hours. So, there's some things that may not have made the show, but yeah, it's, I did, and even though that all wasn't shown, some of it may have all not, made the 2 hour cut, I did put in an effort.
Okay. Cool.
That kind of helps us see, where it was coming from a little bit.
Yeah. Sure.
And then, okay, so you guys go to Minneapolis. At least it appears that on the group date where you guys all dress like Vikings, I personally would have hated that shit, but you guys all are dressed like Vikings or whatever. I think you were a donkey, right?
Yeah, centaur. Let's say centaur.
Okay, you were a centaur.
Centaur. Get donkey, sure. whatever you want.
Now at least it appears on that group date that you're like still upset or you're not having a good time, right? Isn't that kind of was the vibe?
Well, obviously leading up to, when I left, I think at this point, not only did she know that like we weren't right for each other, but I kind of was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
And so I was at a place where I was like, well, obviously she probably feels this way about me. And, I was kind of, in my own mind and my feelings, I kind of felt the same way, and I was kind of, ready to be on my way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I would, yeah, I would probably feel that way too, because, I think if you're not feeling anything with the lead and she's not feeling anything either, you're like, why am I here? What am I doing here?
You guys didn't get to talk on that date at all?
On the group date or the night at the after party?
The group date.
I mean, I spoke to her briefly. There's a lot going on in terms of like the games and like the Viking guys there. There's a lot going on. So I mean, there's not really much time to, get together and have a conversation.
Gotcha.
Okay.
At least an important conversation.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now all that's done. Nate gets a one-on-one. You show up on the date. I guess. What were you thinking? Did you? Because honestly, I watched it and thought like if I wasn't sure if you were 100% like, am I making the right move? What were you thinking?
I think the best way I can put it is that going back to what I just said, I feel like I was, I felt she felt a certain way about me. Obviously, she probably thought I wasn't right for her. I was kind of feeling the same thing with the rose ceremony and how they work. I wasn't really thinking I'd even get a chance to go say like, hey, look, I just want the best for you. And, obviously you may not think this is right for us. I may feel the same way and, kind of tell her how I felt and be on my way. And I didn't think I would, get that chance.
Okay. So that's why, because I know a lot of people, a lot of the backlash that you'll get is like, why didn't you just wait till the rose ceremony, not get a rose and leave? That's what people... That's what people are going to say. So,
well, it definitely seemed like it was specifically geared towards Nate, too. Obviously, with you showing up on the date with Nate. Like, it was something up with Nate specifically.
Well, actually, not really anything specifically with Nate. I just kind of wanted to, say my piece and kind of be on my way.
Did you think she was going to send you home? After you showed up?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, there could have been a small chance she was like, "Wow, this is a valiant effort."
Yeah,
I'm keeping you.
Was there like on the way there? Was there anything that you were thinking like, "Hey, maybe there is a small chance that this ends up working in my favor, and a spark, flies,
just magically happens."
Yeah, it could.
I mean, you never know. I mean, that's kind of love at first sight. I mean, you can fall in love at any time, so you never know. Was it? Were you thinking that at all, or were you going there just like, we're breaking up, I'm just gonna leave, that's it?
It wasn't more of like we're breaking up. I was going to just have a conversation. Just basically, kind of tell her, hey, it's just from a genuine place. I don't mean anything bad. No bad beef. Here's where I stand. And she responds and tells me where she stands, and I guess I'll be on my way.
So you feel like you were able to talk about everything you wanted to talk about with her?
I mean, obviously not.
Okay.
And I know like the way the show goes, there's a certain time period and like everything is, they don't have time to fit everything in there. But, I didn't have enough time to basically just say, look, I want the best for you. I wish you the best. Clearly, I know you think I'm not right for you, and I may not be right, I may not be right for you either. And so, that's kind of where I was coming from, and just tell her, this is kind of where I stand and be on my way.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, I mean, I think it's pretty evident that you guys just weren't right for each other, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Anything that you would have done a little differently?
Great question, Joe.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
Maybe just probably not come off as harsh to the guys because, like, they're a great group of guys, and I don't have bad blood toward any of them. So, just maybe not come off as harsh. Like I said, it came from a genuine place. Didn't mean to, like, burst anybody's bubbles, but maybe come off a little softer.
Yeah, I think that's fair to feel that way.
Sure.
It's a new atmosphere. It's just a whole new experience that we all go through. So, people could judge it and say what they want, but you don't know what it's like till you're in the moment, and you make these decisions that then you have to watch back, and you're like, damn, like I wish I didn't do that, or I wish I did that differently. So I feel you there. Bachelor in Paradise, would you go on it, or are you done?
It's a great question, Joe.
It's fine.
That's what I'm doing here is asking.
Yeah, so that's gonna, it comes into me seeing where I'm at in my life. If I'm single, if I'm, I want to ask you, do you know who's going before you go?
You don't. You
No.
don't. You have, like, if you are familiar with the Bachelor Nation world and alum that goes on the show, you could kind of, feel it out. You see, like, who was on the past few seasons, who's single now, and you base it off of that. I mean,
Even if you knew who was going, you don't know who you might have a connection with. So it's almost better to just show up and be pleasantly surprised.
Is
Right.
there anybody in Bachelor Nation now that you're like, oh,
Ooh,
she's
yeah.
attractive or seems interesting?
I don't know. To be honest with you, man, I haven't paid much, attention to the former seasons. I haven't watched many of them, so I would have to, rewatch and see who the girls are and look into it. But if I'm single, yeah, it could be an option.
Cool. All right. And then give us, you got a highlight of your time with Michelle?
I had a good time on the basketball group date. I grew up playing basketball. I think it was really cool to see her in her element and play basketball. That whole experience was amazing to me. Even the small chit chatter we had in between. So that would probably be it.
That looked like a fun date.
Yeah.
It was
right.
awesome.
All right, Chris, we appreciate you opening up. We are going to play a little game, a little this or that.
Sure.
You down? Cool.
I'm down.
This is
Yeah.
the easy
TA.
part.
Tia, you want to go at it?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, real easy. 2 options. You just choose which one. Okay, so this or that. Work hard or play hard?
Both. Wait, I have to pick one.
Yes.
Okay. I'm a play hard guy.
I like it. What's worse, laundry or dishes?
Dishes.
Yeah,
I hate
agree
laundry,
with that.
man. I
agree.
would do dishes all day long. I hate laundry. Let's see. Which one would you rather eat, hamburgers or tacos?
Tacos.
Same.
Taco.
Dine in or delivery?
Oh, delivery.
Same. I love me some Postmates.
Yeah.
Wine or beer? Are you a drinker?
Used to be beer. I'll have some wine now.
Yeah. Wine I have to
matured.
get used to. Yeah.
Matured, yeah.
Okay. Hard one. Living with 20 guys or living alone?
Alone.
All day.
All day.
Sleep in or wake up early?
I like waking up early. I like my coffee in the morning.
Be more
Same.
productive too. Break up with someone or get broken up with?
Ooh. They both suck. But I guess breaking up with someone. Although I don't like hurting people, so I mean,
Yeah.
They both
That
suck.
one's
That's a hard
They,
one.
they both are
suck.
awful.
That's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
I know that was a hard one to end on.
Well, yeah. End this thing on a high note. All right, Chris. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll see more of you. I
we will.
appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Tia. Nice to meet you guys.
Thanks,
You too.
Chris.
Have a nice
All right.
one.
You too.
All
I
right,
feel like
Tia.
I feel like there was more he wanted to say and he just was scared to say it.
Yeah.
I feel like he was
don't-
trying to be like
I-
very
this
PC
is what
on everything.
I think Chris it was a new element. I think he did some things he regrets. I think he seems like a nice guy. I don't think he was ever going to end up with Michelle. So when you're in that situation, that's what's hard about the show. When you know, I think when you know that you're not going to end up with the lead, you're kind of like, what the hell am I doing?
Right. Yeah. Him saying his reasoning for going to talk to her was to wish her well. I don't really know about all that. Maybe he did say that, but
this is what I think. I think he was he didn't want to go to the rose ceremony. He didn't want to not get a rose. He wanted to just be like, hey, listen, this is how I feel. If you don't like it, I'm leaving. I think that's what his attitude was. And she was like, well, then leave.
Well, goodbye. Allow me to walk you out.
Yeah. I don't think he would have got a rose anyway, so I don't think it really matters. But I don't think he maliciously, after talking to him, I don't think he maliciously tried to ruin Nate's date. I think it just so happened that Nate, the guy that,
date.
Yeah, well,
yeah, he seems like a good guy. Some people, that's just not their environment. They thrive better on paradise or,
What do you think? You could tell he would go to paradise. You think he's going to be there? You think he's going to be there?
Yeah, I think he'll be there.
Original cast or come on early or come on later?
I think original cast.
Yeah? Okay.
I think people will be like, oh, this guy, and then maybe he would get a chance to kind of redeem himself. Yeah,
okay. Do we think, so if Chris goes on, do we think redemption story or it gets worse?
I would be hopeful for redemption story, but to be completely honest, after this week's episode, I was shooketh that he went and did what he did, so...
Yeah,
he might be digging himself in a deeper hole. I don't know. I think the only guy, the one guy I think gets the redemption story is the Notebook guy. Oh yes, please. Oh, he needs one, but that seems to be a part of his personality. So I don't know if that would happen or not.
The Notebook guy. All right, let's do it.
All right. Thank you to our listeners, and thank you to Chris S. And thanks to everyone that voted for the 7 People's Choice Awards that The Bachelor was nominated for, especially our guy Joe, who was nominated for Reality Contestant of 2021. Voting closed on Wednesday, but we are hoping for a win. And then Joe will write a book.
Yes, then I'll write a book, and it's reality star. I keep telling you guys this, not contestant. As always, make sure to subscribe and submit all your burning questions. Check us out on social and comment, DM us. You know where to find us at ClickbaitBN on Instagram, Batch Nation, Twitter, and Bachelor Nation on Facebook and TikTok. And we are also casting for the upcoming seasons of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Head to bachelornation.com/apply to nominate yourself or someone else you know. We want to see somebody on this show. Join us.
I love how you said we are casting as if we're going to do the casting. But anyways.
I think we should.
I would love to. Share your stories with us. We want to know what clickbait you're looking at this week. Subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Wondery app, or wherever you're listening right now. Peace out.
Later.